We're 5 degrees from vertical, 16 foot in the air. That's an 85-degree vert wall. We've cut some 9-foot radius transitions that go all the way up to 85 degrees. So this is what we're going to do with this end of the barn. I've already explained that, but now we're going to build it. And I've had the fresh delivery of timber. So we're going to use 6x2s against those beams the whole way along. Because I think it's going to need to be that high.
Mate, it's so high.
When you do hand plants and things, you really go up high. So, and if you pedal down the side, you might want to go all the way to the roof. What's the point in having a high roof if you don't get up there?
It's true.
So everyone knows what we're going to build. It's really high, but I can't stress enough how wide this is going to be. This build lapse is going to be relentless, just going out and up. It'll be the biggest, widest thing I've ever built probably. But I'm excited. Let's do it. Build lapse. There's 250 meters of timber in that thing, which is similar to the combined length of hair on my head, which has got out of hand, but that is out of hand. It's literally a wall. We've built a wall. It has no other benefit other than being a wall. You can't do anything with it other than ride up and down a wall, but I love it. It's brilliant. When you were at school in France, Ben, lower school, did you have those climbing frames in the school hall?
Yeah.
How much did it make you think of that?
It does.
We can come out here and just hang. Yes, if anyone wants to come and hang, you know the place. It's brilliant. That is hopefully exactly 20 foot wide, which will be 5 sheets of ply laid vertically wide. I don't know how many tall. It's going to need a lot of ply. And we've strengthened this area massively, like with loads and loads of timbers. I know they look haphazard. That's because we've measured the distance that 4 foot goes to, so to make sure that a sheet of ply lands on a batten and vice versa. So all that ply will be fully supported. Same goes through here. I left Jamie to it actually, and he put all these noggins in. So that area has been fully reinforced. Now, I'll talk about the weather in a minute, but the reason we haven't gone full width with this vert wall is firstly time. That's taken 3 and a bit days. It's quite a lot of effort, a lot of cutting, measuring, spirit leveling, because this floor up this end actually wasn't level. Everything else is perfect. This wasn't, so we've had to kind of prop things up, which is all part of the learning process. And again, we haven't finished down here. That's the most important bit of all, that these timbers here, those battens, meet flush and then somehow join this, or even some are propped up so that we meet the floor perfectly. We're going to kind of build a subframe beneath the floor, like those really smart people commented. So that's all in hand. But the reason we've stopped and not gone full width is I thought it'd be more exciting in the centre line of this straight here, because this is a really cool section. We've had loads of kind of constructive comments about what to do with this. On this centre line, I'd like to have a takeoff, like a quarter pipe here, that's 4 foot wide, that's set back from the wall ride, okay? Just like those quarter pipes are down there with the coping. So that when you're attacking this section, you can jump left or right, or air it, or do like a front wheel press, and we'll keep the wall ride going above it. So that's gonna be sick. It'll also mean when you air the volcano, or the spocks, or the spine, whatever you want to call it, not many people agreed that it was a spine or a spocks, they just said it's a volcano. Whatever, tomato, tomato. If you jump the spocks, you can carve over the channel that this will form. That's quite cool, to attack the section there, which we've thought about a lot. It's going to be epic. It might change. It also means that you can air the vert wall and miss this quarter pipe and still come back through there. You know, so it doesn't obstruct this section. I think it will optimize this wall, but add a bit of excitement because it is just a wall, right? So we're going to build another quarter pipe now, 6 foot tall, 8 foot radius, so the same as those quarters, with a coping, which I haven't got yet, so we might not have a coping today. Then we'll extend the wall ride, and then I'm going to build, in the next build laps, a roller here, exactly on the centre line of this barn, in line with the spokes, just a pump bump that's full width, 8 foot wide, to fill this channel. That was actually one of the most popular comments of what to do here. Lots of people said it's to do it on the other side, but I'm not going to, mostly because I'm scared of those steels and catching my hand on them. And my voice box. Did you hear that? I might catch my voice box on that RSJ. So we're going to build like a 2 foot high roller here, which I've never built out of timber. I don't actually know how. I guess you need a radius one way, then an opposing radius the other way, and then you join that same radius. It's like a sinusoidal wave. I know the maths, but not the practicality use of it. So yeah, build laps. 6 foot quarter, 2 foot roller. This whole section will look insane with that framework running and flowing into this. Oh, and I came up with an idea for the weather, right? So many people have said about the rotting ply. Loads of people said to use Skatelite, okay, which is a specific plywood product for this application for semi-outdoor skate parks. It's £300 a sheet with VAT for 6mm ply. This is 12mm ply and that's £30 a sheet. So like per volume, it's 20 times more expensive, but per sheet it's 10 times more. So just to ply that section there would be 10 grand. And I don't know. I'd rather rip it up and relay it 10 times right now. That's so expensive. I'm gonna speak to them regardless, but I think Skatelite would be like the dream. I don't know, that's a lottery winner's skate park, isn't it?
Yeah.
So what I've done, which is way more cost effective, is this plywood will last forever indoors. If the wind, sun and rain stays off of it, it will last forever. It's just wood, right? And I have started ordering slightly more expensive exterior plywood, which I don't think is good enough still. What I've done is I've bought a curtain from India. It came in a week. It's 50 foot long. It has eyelets top and bottom. I measured that width and that height, and I sent it to the website, and they said it'll be with you in 2 weeks. It's actually just arrived. It's come in 1 week. So I've got a 50 foot long curtain that I can draw and close like a stage, like in an opera. I've never been to an opera, but I imagine it's very similar to revealing this. And I hope that's going to suffice. But I was so upset when a box this size arrived. I told you guys that it's 12 ounces per square foot, right?
Yeah.
And therefore it's going to weigh 300 kilos. So I was thinking it's going to come on a pallet, be massive, maybe even need helicoptering in. It's 12 ounces per square meter, which is over 9, it's almost 10 times less dense. So it's 10 times less thick than I thought. But it's still like this nice vinyl. Do you think it's going to work?
Yeah,
it's going to rip off the side of there like a sticker.
No, I think it's actually really nice.
Oh, Merry Christmas everyone, by the way. I've got a cracking cold. There we go. These are the steels I was talking about. You come out of that vert wall with your nice wide BMX bars, Ben.
Oh.
You punch that. It will like travel, that steel will travel up to there between your metacarpals. It'll be like Wolverine. Anyway, I think was I saying we're doing a build laps?
I think you are.
Yes, let's progress the skate park and make everyone happy. Thanks for your comments, thanks for the curtain ideas. I've got a curtain now, never thought I'd have one that big. Build laps. That's no doubt the biggest transformation we've ever done. inside one video, if not inside one build laps, definitely. There's so many hours, like hundreds of hours of confusing work gone into that, and I'm so stoked on it. We've fitted the quarter pipe, which sits quite proud of the vert wall actually. Come and have a look. It sits more proud of the vert wall than we did with the same quarters at that end. So I'm hoping this will allow you to pop further out and really high, because that is a hugely high wall, look at it.
It's insane.
It's 5 meters high, or just under. It's one of these, which are 4.8 meters long. So I want to be able to get to the top of that. I don't really know what we're going to do with the speed going that way, but what I do know is when we go this way, I mean, I'm so open to comments and suggestions, but I want to build like a step-up section that stays high. So we can use all that speed if you carve over this, for example, if you air that way, whatever you do, go this way, because there's so much width here. I'm thinking let's build a step-up that lands up high, stays high, goes into another quarter pipe against the back wall, because then this step-up takeoff kind of mirrors the spocks, and you could do transfers that way, this way, over the roller, and we've built a roller. Look at this thing. I luckily stood back and had a look at this before we cut it. So the top of that is a 3-foot radius, right, Ben? It was really short. And then I tried to do like an opposing 3-foot radius that meets in the middle, so they matched. Which for me and in my head, if I was going to build a roller out of dirt, I'd have said that the radius coming up a roller would be very similar to the one over the top. It was like so aggressive doing it like that. We ended up that being a 5-foot radius, meeting a 3-foot radius, meeting a 5-foot radius. So it is symmetrical, but the one I drew in the build laps wasn't the one we used. And it still looks quite tight and threatening, doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
I don't think you could pump over that with mega speed, but I almost don't mind because you could pick up your front wheel over to the back of it. But the best bit is, because there is a decent side and face to the roller, you can come off the spocks into the back of that, you could go off the roller into the back of the spocks. I love the diagonal options in this barn. It's not big enough to kind of ride it in every direction, but the fact there's loads of diagonals, loads of crossovers, and hopefully soon to be transfer options, I think we've maximised what essentially is a very small space, really. I've never seen a skate park this small, but I think there'll be over 10, 12 lines and ways of getting around this, which I'm stoked on. If we just built a half pipe, there's kind of one option, isn't there? And given that it's 13.5 meters long, the actual riding surface, I don't know yet, we'll know when we ply it. If you think that that's an 8-foot sheet, 4 foot, like by the time you've covered all of these faces, the riding surface is surely going to be double 13 meters, you know?
Yeah.
So we've like bowled out an entire barn, made it so rideable. I'm so proud of what we've done. We're not carpenters. I've only had experience building kicker ramps really in my life. I've asked people for advice. I've watched YouTube videos, but essentially we've done all of this on our own. And you and Jamie have taken orders with fantastic loyalty. Thank you. And look what we've done. And actually we've still got a third more to do. That needs plying. So in the next video, I'm going to ride this. The reason none of it's been plied is I don't want to lay any plywood until the curtain has been fitted up at that end. That's so important. So we're going to fit the curtain, then we can ply it, and hopefully this space is going to stay dry and warmer. Good game plan?
Good game plan.
So since the last video you watched, there's been 11 days. And this is like, still, I'm gobsmacked about the transformation, but to watch it in one video like you guys just have, I bet it's mega progress. Like none of that was there. So we need to ply that, which is going to be a headache. Getting plied to the top of that. Dangerous.
Yes. Yeah.
And it gets windy in here, bizarrely. Don't be fooled by the roof. It actually has been windy in here. So we'll ply that. I'll fit the curtain in the other order. And then in the next video, I promise we're going to ride some of this. And I'll look at all your comments of what to do. It looks strong. It looks sturdy. We've learned so much since that end. We're putting these much closer together. We're using 6x2s instead of 4x2s in places. We're using loads of noggins. We're putting more feet in. I'm sure as we move this way and it gets more complex, it's only going to get stronger. So thanks for the feedback. I hope everyone had a Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. What will 2023 bring? No doubt more plywood bills, hours on a screwdriver, but hopefully some epic backyard skate park riding, right?
Yep.
This has been the longest time I've ever spent not riding anything. But this is obviously how it goes, building these things that need to be almost complete to access. Legends.